So I'm gonna show you guys how you can visually tell a story in Revit using the displacement feature in Revit. So essentially, sometimes I like to use this feature, especially when it comes to infrastructure elements such as bridge piers, to show like where the construction joints are happening by separating the elements. Yeah. Okay, and also it's also a great feature to show how something can be assembled. So for prefabricated elements or precast elements, I think it's a great way to use this feature just to visually tell a story on how things are assembled, either at the manufacturing facility or at the casting yard or whatever. So yeah, I think without further ado, we can start. So you're gonna just open up a new construction template, and to model the bridge pier, I'm just gonna say new and say family, and then I'm gonna use the metric generic model for this. So essentially, the purpose of today's tutorial is to show you guys how you can model a family in such a way that when you use Revit parts, you can easily separate them in the project workspace based on how you want to see the different quantities of different sections of a concrete structure, if I can put it like that. So essentially, you can model an element such as a bridge pier as a single unit inside a single family template. But inside that family template, you're gonna separate it according to construction joints, so that when you bring it into the project workspace, you can just use create parts and then select that element, and then it will automatically separate it according to how you constructed it inside the family workspace. But let me not ramble that much. I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about. So first, let's establish our reference planes. So I'm gonna place one on each side, vertically and also horizontally. Okay, so we're gonna add some basic parameters when it comes to this. So let's say pier shaft width, and say okay. And then this is gonna be pier shaft length, and say okay. So let's just change this to 1002. Then we're gonna make this 2000. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the front elevation. So I'm gonna place like a multiple reference planes like this. So this is gonna indicate our construction joints. So the first one, I'm gonna set it at 3000 millimeters. I'm gonna copy another one further by, let's say, 1005, and then another one by 1500, and then the last another one by 1000, and then further other one by 800, and then the last one is gonna be, let's say, 300. Okay, so let's just extend this because it's right in the middle. So the next thing is I'm gonna say reference level, go to create and say extrusion. I'm gonna place my rectangle like this. So obviously I'm gonna lock it on all the sides, and then I'm just gonna add a chamfer. So this chamfer, I'm going to make it, let's say, 50 mils, 50 millimeters, and then to an extent. So let's select this, mirror on all the sides, trim and extend, 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 trim and extend. Okay, so let's say finish. Go to the front elevation. Let's drag this towards the top. I'm gonna lock it, and let's just copy another one, unconstrained. I'm gonna copy another one, and then let's set it like that, lock it. Let's copy this one again, lock it, and then lock it, and then let's copy this one again, and then I'm gonna lock this one. So in this instance, we're gonna do something different. So let's go to create and say swap the blend for two profiles, sketchpad. I'm gonna place one like this. Let's lock it and say finish. Select profile one, edit profile, go to my floor plan, and then I'm gonna select these. I'm gonna use this as my reference. Okay, say finish and say profile 2, edit profile. I'm still gonna use this. And then I'm only gonna select these and then extend them. So I'm gonna extend this to the right by, let's say, 1,000. Let's do the same thing this side by 1,000. And then when you go to the 3D view before joining it and say finish, this is how it will look. And the next thing is I'm just gonna say create extrusion, pick lines, and then I'm just gonna pick these lines. Okay, let's go to reference level. So I'm gonna say VR for view range. Let's set it to unlimited. Let's set this to, let's say, 1 million. So I'm gonna pick these lines. Okay, why is it doing that? Okay, let's say cancel. VR. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Create and then extrusion. Perfect. And gonna join it like this. Say finish. Go to the front elevation. Join it like this, and then like that. Okay, so if I change this to realistic, this to fine, I'm gonna select all the extrusions, change the material to concrete, cast in situ, load it in, apply, and then okay. So those are the joints. There you have it. And then I'm just gonna remove these reference planes. So I think the next thing I can add is a foundation. So I'm gonna say create and say extrusion. Place my foundation like this. So from the middle, I'm gonna offset it by, let's say, 2.5. So 2.5, and then this side, we can make it 850. 1.7, finish, go to the front elevation. I'm gonna drag it down. So the depth, we can make it, let's say 1.2. Okay, so I think just gonna increase it the side. Let's make it 1,000. Say finish, and then let's place some piles. So I'm gonna place one right there, 300 millimeter radius. So I'm gonna copy another one to the right by 1,000, and then 1,000. So let's copy that side by, let's say, 7. That's not gonna work. Okay, let's reduce this. I'm gonna make it 200, offset by 1000, offset by 1000. Let's copy these ones there by 600, 1002, and then let's mirror these ones to the other side. Finish, go to the front elevation. I'm gonna drag it towards the bottom, place it like that, and then the depth I'm gonna make it 12,000 millimeters. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to concrete custom C2. So there you have it. We have the elements separated in the family workspace. But remember, we didn't nest anything. We didn't use a host model or different templates, and we haven't used shared parameters or any of those things that I've told you guys. So it's just the single family when we load it into the project workspace. So I'm gonna load it in. So if I place it like that, go to the 3D view. If I select it, it's a single family, like I said. Okay, so what I'm gonna do in this instance, I'm just gonna select it, and then I'm gonna go to create parts, create. So I'm gonna say create parts. So after I say create parts, everything is separated, like I said. You see, the parts are separated. They have their own concrete volume in this instance. So this is very much valuable, especially when you are working under contractors. So they can just select this and check the base consists of 12 cubic meters of concrete, and then pour number one for our pier shaft, it consists of that, and then our second pour that, third pour that, fourth, fifth, and then the last one consists of that amount of concrete volume. But the essence of today's tutorial is to visually tell a story. So let me hide the levels just to make things much more clean in our workspace. So in terms of telling a story, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the entire family, and then if I scroll to the top, I'm going to select this option of displace elements, and then it's going to give me an option to displace it. So what I can do is I'm going to select my, okay, let's select the top part first and say displace family. I'm going to drag it towards the top, so I can make it, let's say, 6,000 for the Z displacement, and then tab, select this pole, displace it. You can move it like that, and then tab, select this pole, this portion, displace it, and then drag it to the top like this, and then this one, and then that one, and then this one, and then let's select this one, displace it, let's drag it towards the top. So the piles, it's gonna be very much a headache, so make sure you say tab and then select all of them individually, because when we created parts it separated them, so we can't displace them. So I think it's fine if they are in that position. So let's drag this a bit towards the top just to make more room for our base. Okay, so yeah, this is basically what we have. You can very much tell a story when it comes to this. So if you open up your perhaps your sheets or something, you can just drag your 3D view. So I'm just gonna change the scale a bit, so it's 1:50, and I'm gonna check the crop view just to reduce the crop. Let's uncheck. Let's check the view, and then the visibility, we're gonna turn it off. I'm just gonna uncheck the title and then place it like that. So this is basically what you have, and what you can do is you can just go to your annotations, check the arrow, and then place your annotations like that. So I'm just gonna say, okay, let's start with this one. For one, and you can just change the size. And then I'm just gonna copy them. For two, for three, for four, five, six, seven, and then eight. Okay, so yeah, this is what we have. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have learned something. If you want these project files, you can just join my Patreon. If you want more exciting and much more thorough tutorials, you can just join my channel memberships. And thank you guys for watching and supporting. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.